Not really, not very much later than when you guys did. It was a shock to all of us. It was totally unexpected. And I would say, when I went for my treatment, the day the doctor tells me that you have 30% chances of survival, you're on 4th stage. And we're looking, we've gone to New York. We don't have an apartment, anything. Goldie and me, only the two of us, because, by the time everybody could be collected or whatever, just the two of us have gone off. And he's like, I'm going to go and look at the apartments. And I'm like, I'm not sitting here alone moping, I'm coming with you. And at the end of it, when I look at my smartwatch and I see how much, and I've walked 10 kilometers, and I'm like, you know what? When this is what I've heard, and if I can walk and if I can do this, I'm going to survive it. And that was a signal that I'm going to survive it. That night, I didn't sleep. I went through that whole night and I woke up saying, this is it. I'm not going to cry over this. This is the last bit of it. I'm going to take it head on and, I'm going to make the most of it. And quite frankly, after that, we did treat it like a holiday in the US with chemotherapy thrown in.
But Kabhi,
I was spending so much money. We were like, Goldie and me, like, let's make the most of this holiday.
It's a nice way to look at it. It's a very positive way to look at it. But were there moments where you felt like, why me? Like, were there any moment where you felt like that?
Listen, why me is the most redundant word ever for any situation in life. What does anybody mean by why me? Why not you? I mean, then who else? Everybody has their own struggles. It's just that you don't know it, so you think they don't have it. But that's not true. Every single person on the face of this earth has their own struggles. Yeah. Just because they're different from yours, you don't think it's a struggle, but it's a struggle for them. So I have never in my life believed in why me.
Goldie in an interview said that you didn't want to travel to New York.
Yeah. He gave me no choice. He packed me literally like in a day, and I was so angry. I was like, I've left everything behind. You've not let me, even shut things down, or, I don't even know if I'm going to come back. And he's saying, so then it doesn't matter, no, if you're not. That's what he has told me. So I said, yeah. He's saying, no, we are not. He's just literally in 2 days, we were out of the country. I don't know. He was working the day. In the night, he was, because it was day in New York, he was coordinating with the doctor. He was like a man possessed. And I don't know how he did it, but I wouldn't have made it without him.
Exactly, I was going to come to that because when we talk about your journey, your husband has played a very, very important role in it.
Yes.
And I'll just say this because there was a point of time in my life when my mom was like really like I lost a pet and I was really upset and my mom was devastated and my father and my brother and my father were out.
Yeah.
And she was bawling and I remember I was a child and my brother called me and said that you can't cry because if you cry then she'll fall weaker. I think when I see Goldie, I feel that he also gave you that strength because if he fell weak, you would fall weaker. Do you agree?
No, he was my rock. He was he was everything.
Yeah.
I have had great support from both the sides of my family and our friends. They've been hugely supportive and they were all there. But he was the pivotal point and he was handling everything and everybody was the fulcrum.
Yeah. Whenever I've heard stories from people who have been through this and battled it, especially, they've always said that more than them, the family gets affected. And there are certain questions that beyond a point you're asked that so many times that you get irritated. Were there moments like that where you felt like disconnecting?
In fact, what you said is a very, very important thing because primary caregivers go through a lot, especially with the kind of illness this was. Or this kind of illness. And there must be a lot of other people who will do that. And, you're all looking at the patient and, and what the patient needs. But the primary caregivers are going through so much mentally and physically because they're dealing with all of that a lot of times you don't pay attention. And counseling for the primary caregivers